Hi, welcome to Buzz, Cincinnati's Underground Business Voice. I'm here with Frank Auffinger, right? Did I get that right?
Frank Auffinger.
Auffinger. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I've had my name murdered a few times too, brother. And you have a company where you do strategic information technology solutions. Talk to me about what's that mean. I mean, that throws you in that technology box, and that's a dangerous box to be in because you're really you're a specialist. I mean, you come at this from a different angle. Talk to me about what that is.
Absolutely. Most information technology companies focus on the implementation of the technical asset. Mm-hmm. I try and approach the business need as a reason to use a technical asset mm-hmm. and move the technology from a cost center to a profit center.
Okay. And so a good example of that might be what? What's the last move you helped a company make that really leveraged technology to become a profit center?
I generally work with engineering, manufacturing, and research and development companies, mm-hmm. and one such element might be you want to collect data off the shop floor. And as a business leader, you want to use that as a resource to better manage your organization or to provide information to your prime contractors. So by collecting data off the floor, packaging it into a useful tool would be a good way to put it. And using that information, you can actually generate better results from your shop floor. You can even identify, in many cases,
where the gaps are.
You can find out who is providing greater levels of production. You can
incentivize to bring people up, maybe.
Or identify who your key employees are from their ability to manufacture a specific component based on machine vibrations, for instance.
Okay.
And then that information plugs in, and now you know how somebody's doing it a little bit different to create greater value for the organization.
And you wouldn't have been able to process that much information that quickly had you not added a technology asset to glean it, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, I mean, that turns up in dollars and cents. Right. So,
absolutely.
So there's an ROI. So you have a goal as a return on investment before you make a suggestion on this new strategies that you're going to help them implement. You know on the back end what you're going to get out of it. Is that fair?
I have a good idea based on other companies I've worked with, and one other piece of this might be an organization is spending 75% of their IT budget on sustaining the IT services. Mm-hmm. If you can reduce that by 15%, mm-hmm. you create an ability to develop greater competitive advantage or reduce the cost of that particular element of the value chain.
Which is still a competitive advantage. If you're spending less money to get the product through from the beginning to the back end, you're going to be able to use that money to make more market share, to hire more salespeople, which in the end, greater profit creates a market advantage, right?
Absolutely. If you reduce cost in any area of the value chain, mm-hmm. you increase your ability to be more agile mm-hmm. and the amount of revenue you have available mm-hmm. to budget to other operations that are core to the business become important.
Now, Frank, how did you get into this?
I got out of the military, spent 10 years in, ended up getting into IT. I started on a help desk. I worked in IT for approximately 13 years.
Okay.
Have a degree in aerospace engineering, worked in research and development, and while I was working with research and development, I started being tapped for other areas of the business that focused on how do we create more value in the organization. Mm-hmm. That resulted in eventually a business change. I was repurposed and then ended up starting my own business as a side to that.
How's it going?
I started 5 months ago, and I'm gaining momentum, starting to develop some pretty interesting relationships in the process.
Awesome. So good target market for you is that manufacturing to I'm gonna say that it's somebody that's already using technology as a lever and a tool at a higher level, right? They've got a certain amount of technology applied in their business, and they look at it as a line item expense. It's probably in the millions, if not around there, right? Because in order to pay for you as an impact. But it's a cost center, and they're evolving to looking at that as a profit center. Is that fair?
It's fair. A business goes through a transition between a small and a medium-sized business that forces them to take stock in their information systems assets and their technology assets in general. And The niche that I focus on is that point at which an organization transitions, and that could be a $5 million business to a $50 million or $100 million business.
I call it breakthrough. Like
breakthrough.
Right.
But you need to optimize your systems to a level where at least the processes that use technology become more effective. And then you need to optimize them for costs. And at some point, the systems become very dynamic, using up-to-date technologies.
So if you're in a business that's 5 to 25 million and you've got a forced multiplier, you have to get to the next level. You could come in and help companies figure out how to use technology to move into that breakthrough. Right?
Absolutely.
And so other companies that are doing that, I mean, honestly, that's the same kind of profile that I deal with, and I do it from a completely different standpoint. I mean, it wouldn't be, you don't want me looking at the technology. I'd look at the culture and the team and the sales acquisition strategy and what we're going to do. But consultants like that are other strategic advisors for that same profile could be good strategic partners for you. Does that make sense?
That's correct.
Have you found any, are these managed services firms, have they been a good partner for you? Have you found anybody that understood when to bring you in, when to subcontract you, when to 1099 you and use you on these specialty deals?
The strategic consulting level is something I'm still developing, but
okay.
the people that I've found that are most effective in that area are those persons that deal with organizational change management, working with CEOs at creating more profit in the organization already. There is a gap that occurs in the businesses that I target that really there's no CIO that exists.
Yeah.
So
they haven't got to that level yet, right?
So usually you have an IT department that's working with a managed services organization, but the CEO really doesn't know what's going on in a lot of cases. So you try and put all that together as a CIO.
Okay, so that might CIO for hire, or you might be that role, right? Or
right.
You might fit into that. A good bridge I would make to you is Doug Thies with Lifeline Data Centers. Okay. They get a lot of those clients at that unique point, and I can introduce you to him. He's a great rainmaker, tech maker's chair in Indy. Okay. So that would be a good bridge for you down that line. What's the one thing you'd love people to know since you've been out there, put your shingle out 5 months? What could you tell them about, taking this new venture?
There's profit to be had in your business. I certainly can help them figure out how to use technology to garner more profit from their organization.
Use technology as a tool, huh?
Use technology as a tool, absolutely.
Thanks, Frank. You've been Buzz.